Some information and screen caps today on 1939's Pukar. From IndianCine.ma. One of Kamal Amrohi's best-known scripts and the first of the mega-budget epics characteristic of Modi and his Minerva studio, Sikandar 1941, Jhansi Ki Rani 1953, set at the court of the harsh Mughal Emperor Jahangir Chandra Mohan. The film tells two separate love stories, the first of Mangal Singh, Ali, and Kanwar, Sheila, amid the violent feud raging between their families, and the second, the famous one of Jahangir and Nurjahan, Banu. Mangal kills the brother and father of his lover. His father, the royal Rajput chieftain Sangram Singh, Modi, captures his son and Jahangir passes the death sentence. Jahangir's claim that the law knows no class distinction is put to the test when a washerwoman, Akhtar, accuses Queen Nurjahan of having inadvertently killed her husband during a hunt. Jahangir offers his own life, but the washerwoman magnanimously forgives him. The Queen and the Emperor then in turn pardon Mangal Singh, thus proving that class position does count after all, or since the film was made in 1939, suggesting that the death penalty should never be applied. The film was known mainly for some of the most spectacular scenes of palace grandeur in the Indian cinema. They are fantastic. This is one of the most impressive productions thus far in our discussion of 1930s Indian cinema. Actually, today's video will be our last for 1930s Indian cinema. Perhaps in the near future we'll start discussing pictures from the 1940s, although there's a large volume of them starting from this decade, at least a large volume available and with English subtitles, and so it might be a more daunting task than I'm willing to embark upon. For the time being at least, there's just so much I would like to discuss. You must understand. Now some IMDb reviews. From Korima75 on the 12th of October 2006, they give it 8 out of 10. A Life for a Life. Pukar 1939 is a very entertaining movie, as well as a good example of what Hindi cinema was like in the 30s. There were songs already, and also a mixture of comedy and drama. The film is more interesting, however, under a socio-historical point of view. The recreation of life in a 17th century Mughal kingdom is impeccable. We see a chess game being played with human pieces. That's awesome. Actually, I will recommend that moment. It's somewhat, I displayed a couple of moments of that in the screen caps, and also a vivid depiction of life in Purdar. According to this disturbing custom, maintained in some parts of India till the middle of the 20th century, high-class ladies must not be seen in public by any male except their husbands or relatives. This implies using a curtain cage whenever they go somewhere. The queen, confined to the palace, speaks to her subjects from behind a curtain. She's not even heard, as a servant repeats her words aloud. In contrast, the poor washerwoman sings and socializes freely. The main theme is present in the legends of many cultures, the change from a conception of justice based on a life for a life to one in which the circumstances of the crime are took into account. Significantly, it is this washerwoman, inferior at the lower end of the social scale, who challenges the emperor's rule. When she requests justice after her husband is accidentally killed by an arrow, the emperor swears to execute the guilty person. However, that happens to be the queen. Will the emperor comply with his cruel law? Will the washerwoman forgive the queen's life? Now we have a 10 out of 10 from Umar Mansour Bajwa on the 2nd of November 2009, The Epitome of Imperial Justice. Seldom has there been a movie so captivatingly crafted, especially in the heydays of Indian cinema. Seldom has a person, Sohrab Modi, acted, directed and produced such a remarkable piece of motion picture. Seldom is a film made which conjoins a powerful depiction of historical events bred of impeccable force of exemplary justice. Seldom are the dialogues laden with such immense logic and reasoning, and lastly, seldom has a movie posted such acclaim and noble fame that it is said after the release of this movie, the teachers/headmasters of secondary and high schools in British India advised their students to watch this gem of a film, which enumerates priceless moral lesson. Wow. Goodness me. Nice. This black and white film, with simple, austere but penetrating and cerebral depiction of some of the very subtle and forceful human values, carries the enduring significance and substance which is not even remotely present in the tawdry, vulgar, and temporal films which have swamped Bollywood these days. And finally, a 10 out of 10 from Jimaffer _Swayam Prabha on the 12th of May 2012. The Call for Justice. Pukar 1939 is a period movie which shows the reign of the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, who was famous for his true and unbiased justice. A huge bell, Ganta, used to hang at his palace, whose pulling chain used to keep on hanging at the door of the palace, and any aggrieved person could ring that bell by pulling that cord to make the emperor aware that somebody is seeking justice from him. It was famous as the chain of justice. Pukar is based on an anecdote linked to this system, only in which Jahangir had declared that Kun ka badla kun yahi Jahangir ka nyai hai. An eye for an eye is the correct justice in the view of Jahangir. The story starts with the love story of Mangal Singh, Sadiq Ali, and Kanwa, Sheila. Mangal Singh is the son of a trusted Rajput chieftain of the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, Sangram Singh, Sohrab Modi. Since the family members of Kanwa are against her marriage with Mangal Singh, a bloody fight takes place in which the father and the brother of Kanwa are killed in the hands of Mangal Singh. Now, Mangal Singh is a criminal in the eyes of the law, and Sangram Singh becomes being completely loyal to the state, arrests him and hands him over to the authorities. Death penalty is awarded to Mangal Singh for the murders committed by him. Sangram Singh, being a loving father, appeals to the Emperor Jahangir, Chandra Mohan, to award amnesty to his son, but his request is turned down by the Emperor on the plea that Jahangir's justice means blood for blood, or a life for a life. Sangram Singh is left with no choice but to accept his verdict and return to his own with a grief-laden heart. However, an unexpected incident creates a twist in this flat tale. Empress Noor Jahan, Nasim Banu, inadvertently kills a washerman by her arrow while practicing archery. Now Sangram Singh sees an opportunity in this incident to save the life of his son. He takes the aggrieved widow of that washerman to the palace and makes a call to the justice of the emperor through her. He demands that if an eye for an eye, or blood for blood, or a life for a life, is the emperor's justice, then it should be applicable to all irrespective of the concerned status. The penalty awarded to his son should be awarded in this case also without any discrimination being made due to the status of the culprit, i.e. the empress. What happens thereafter forms one of the most memorable sequences of the history of Bollywood cinema, culminating in a great finale. Pukar is a great movie by all standards, a true classic, a masterpiece. None in Bollywood can match the skills of Sohrab Modi in making impressive period movies or costume dramas, with the sole exception of K. Asif. I've seen K. Asif's 1960, I think, film Emperor of the Mughals. It's very much an impressive picture. This master movie maker has made this movie with such a zeal and sincerity that every scene has its moments, every frame has its beauty. I had seen this movie long back on Doordarshan, but its impact was so great that even after years I am able to recall the scenes and the dialogues and feel the tone of the movie. It's a costume drama whose period goes back to the 17th century AD, hence Sohrab Modi has paid special attention to the costumes, the sets, and above all the dialect spoken by the characters. Everything is realistic and reliable. The Urdu-laced dialogues are simply great. The screenplay has been written so impressively that the impact of the movie thickens and thickens with the passage of succeeding scenes. The cinematographer, in association with the art director and the costume designer, has infused life into the movie and enlivened the period on the screen. The background score is perfectly in sync with the mood of the movie. Mir Saheb has composed melodious tunes for the lyrics penned by the scriptwriter Kamal Roy, who later became a great filmmaker in his own right. All the songs are good, but considering that time of the 30s, the listener has to listen to them with a particular mindset and appreciate the quality of the lyrics too. The best song, in my opinion, is Zindagi Ka Saz Bhi Kya Saz Hai, which is a duet sung by the music composer Mir Saheb and the lead actress Nasim Banu. Finally, it's the performances which is the brightest aspect of this brilliant period movie. Sohrab Modi himself, along with Sadiq Ali, Sheila, Nasim Banu, who appears to be the mother of the highly successful Bollywood heroine Saira Banu, and others have performed to perfection. Though the performances and dialogue delivery are a bit theatrical, but this fact is to be seen and felt in the light of the time in which the movie was made, the period to which the story belongs to, and the nature of the narrative. The tallest performance has been delivered by Chandra Mohan as the Emperor Jahangir. This role, and especially his performance in the climax scene, has immortalized him in the history of Bollywood cinema. It's a performance that no spectator can ever forget. His dialogue delivery and repeating Tamil Ho, my order should be executed, along with the feeling expressed through his eyes, can be counted as one of the greatest acting performances ever seen. This more than 7 decades old movie can be enjoyed by today's generations, and the young generation will come to know by watching it that such superior quality movies used to be made in that period, too, when technology development had not even taken off, when resources were limited and when naturalness in acting was yet to emerge. Pukar was a blockbuster movie in its time, and the reason behind it being a blockbuster can be easily understood by watching it on the small screen today.